What's up, Maniacs? This is an interview from when I was at SEMA. We have Logan from SSR Restorations, all the way from Mexico. I walked by and I see this cool little 1972 Datsun 510 wagon with the engine sticking out the hood. And I'm like, man, this guy's a guy after our own hearts. The turbo is an aftermarket unit. It was not on the car originally, but it was a new old stock kit from the 70s. So this turbo was made in the 70s for this engine by Ray J. It is very unique in that it is top mount instead of bottom mount like most traditional turbos. He tried to find information on it. Nobody really had any because the top mount turbo is so rare. Logan and his wife moved to Mexico about 7 years ago. They run a trim restoration company. Logan has always loved wagons, and he happened to find this one in Mexico City. So the crazy part about this is when he looked at this car, the guy sent him some paperwork, and this car was from Oregon, only an hour from where he grew up. The car was imported back in the 80s, but unfortunately they did not import it properly. So Logan had to go through all kinds of trouble to get this car made legal in Mexico. The interior on this thing is gorgeous. Bright blue interior. The front seats are Recaros out of a VW Rabbit. The dash and everything is original with a new old stock dash pad. I can't pronounce what the steering wheel is, so I'm not even going to try, but it's a really cool wood steering wheel. The seats are all covered in leather with an Alcantara strip down the middle. And he's got these really cool grommets down the center of it. It looks really, really neat. Like most all our interviews, I asked him what was the gotcha on this car? What was the hardest part about it to overcome? And basically he said everything. It sounds like this car has been a true project from start to finish. It sounded like his biggest challenge though was the engine. It needed to be rebuilt as it was in really bad shape. And so he had to order all the parts ahead of time, and of course they came from the US and had to get shipped to Mexico. Then once they got it all tore down, he goes to throw in the rings and they don't fit. It turns out at some point in its history, the engine had been bored out. So then he had to pause and buy new rings, get them shipped to Mexico, and wait. It took about 1.5 years to get the engine rebuilt. The internet was a huge bonus for him. He was able to reach out to people in Australia and the United States and Mexico and all over the world to get information he needed for this car, for suspension stuff, engine stuff, and especially that turbo, getting it tuned and whatnot. In total, the car took about 4 years for Logan to build, start to finish. He's running coilovers on the front while the rear runs the factory struts. When asked what the most rewarding part of this build was for him, he's never actually got to build something for himself, start to finish. So this car really means a lot to him. He had the vision in his head of what he wanted, so he got a rendering done, and to see that of what he had in his head was super awesome. And then to go from the rendering to make a car that looked exactly like the rendering was just out of this world for him. A lot of the shops in Mexico don't have nice garages like we do here in America, so it was pretty funny. He says this is basically a shed-built car. He built it in some of his own shed and then had friends that he also used their sheds for it for different parts of the project. So like we always tell you guys, you don't have to have the fanciest tools, you don't have to have the most expensive shop. Just get out there and wrench. Logan gave huge kudos to the car community and everybody that helped him out. He was extremely thankful. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. If so, go check out some of the rest of the videos on our channel. There's all kinds of interviews with sweet cars and lots of us wrenching on our own cars. We also put out a lot of content on Facebook and Instagram, so go check out our other social media platforms as well.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you guys like to support our channel, go to our website at maniacsgarage.com. Check out the merch we have on there. Hats, t-shirts, decals, and more.